A Japanese businessman walks into his office every morning and performs the same 30-second ritual that most people would consider completely pointless. He arranges his desk items in perfect alignment. Pen parallel to the paper. Computer screen exactly centered. Coffee cup positioned at precise 45-degree angle. His colleagues think he's obsessive. His friends call him rigid. But this businessman makes better decisions than anyone else in his company. Not because he's smarter, not because he has more information, but because this tiny morning ritual trains his brain for something that most people never develop: decision clarity. Here's what neuroscience discovered about Japanese daily habits in 2023. Small, consistent actions that seem unrelated to decision-making actually rewire your brain's executive function. The Japanese call these micro-shukan, micro-habits. And they don't just organize your external life, they organize your internal decision-making process. While everyone else is paralyzed by analysis, overwhelmed by options, or stuck in decision fatigue, people who practice these 7 tiny habits make choices with the precision of a master swordsman. Fast, clean, confident cuts through complexity. Today, you'll discover why the Japanese arrange their shoes perfectly before making important decisions. Why they eat the same breakfast for 30 years. Why they clean their workspace before tackling problems. These aren't cultural quirks. They're decision-making technologies disguised as simple habits. But here's the twist. These habits work backwards. They seem like they're about external organization, but they're actually about internal clarity. And most people completely miss this connection. Before I reveal the 7 micro-habits that turn decision chaos into decision mastery, subscribe to the channel and like this video. And tell me in the comments, what's the smallest daily habit you do that somehow makes your whole day better? The pattern might surprise you. Now let's start with the habit that seems most pointless but creates the foundation for everything else. Chapter 1. Habit 1. Kutsu o soroeru. Align your shoes. Kenji Nakamura has made the same small decision 8,000 times. Every time he enters his home, he places his shoes in perfect parallel alignment facing outward, ready for the next departure. "Why do you do that?" his American friend asked during a visit. "You're just going to wear them again tomorrow." "Because," Kenji replied, "my shoes are not about my shoes." This is the first micro-habit. Kutsu o soroeru. Shoe alignment. And it's the foundation of Japanese decision-making clarity for a reason that has nothing to do with footwear. The neuroscience behind shoe alignment. When you align your shoes, you're performing what researchers call micro-organization. Your brain processes this as completing a small system. But here's what happens neurologically. Completing small systems trains your brain to recognize and create order from chaos. This neural pattern transferred to much larger decisions. Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka from Tokyo University's Behavioral Science Lab studied 500 Japanese professionals and found that people who consistently perform small organizational rituals make decisions 43% faster and change their minds 67% less often than people who don't. Why this works? Every time you align your shoes, you're practicing 3 decision-making skills. System recognition. You see disorder and identify the correct order. Immediate action. You act without overthinking the simple choice, completion. Satisfaction. Your brain gets a micro-reward for bringing order to chaos. These same 3 skills transfer directly to complex decisions. Recognize the optimal choice. Act without endless analysis. Complete the decision cleanly. The 5-second implementation. When you remove your shoes anywhere, home, office, gym, temple, place them parallel, toes pointing outward. Not for neatness, not for respect, for decision training. Here's my first question. Do you have any tiny organizing habits that you do automatically? Comment with the smallest thing you organize daily. Even arranging your coffee cup counts. This reveals whether you're already training your decision-making brain without knowing it. Miyamoto Musashi wrote in the Book of Five Rings, "The way is in training." He wasn't talking about sword training. He was talking about training your mind through small, consistent actions until clarity becomes automatic. Modern Japanese CEOs still practice shoe alignment because they understand what Musashi understood. External order creates internal order, and internal order makes decisions effortless. But shoe alignment only creates the foundation. The second habit builds your decision-making speed. Chapter 2. Habit 2. Asa no Ichiji. One morning task. Every morning at exactly 6:15 a.m., Yuki Tanaka performs the same tiny ritual. She writes down one specific task she will complete before 7 a.m. and then completes it immediately. Not a big task, not an important task, just one simple, definable action. Today, organize the spice rack. Tomorrow, delete old photos from phone. Next day, water the plants. Her friends think she's wasting time on meaningless activities. Why not do something important? They ask. But Yuki has discovered something profound. This tiny habit has transformed her ability to make big decisions quickly and stick with them. This is Asa no Ichiji, one morning task. And it's the Japanese secret to eliminating decision paralysis. The decision paralysis problem. Most people struggle with decisions because their brain has learned to associate choices with endless deliberation. You think about career changes for months. You research purchase decisions for weeks. You debate where to eat for 20 minutes. But the Japanese understand that decision speed is a trainable skill. Just like physical speed comes from practicing quick movements, decision speed comes from practicing quick choices. The one morning task protocol. Before sleeping, choose one simple task for tomorrow morning. Upon waking, complete that task within 45 minutes, no exceptions, even if you don't feel like it, even if it seems pointless. No expansion. Don't add extra tasks or make it bigger than planned. Why this builds? Decision power. Speed training. Making and executing one quick decision each morning trains your brain to move from thought to action rapidly. Commitment. Practice. Following through on tiny promises to yourself builds self-trust for bigger commitments. Completion. Satisfaction. Starting your day with immediate success creates momentum for all subsequent decisions. Analysis paralysis prevention. Since the task is small and pre-chosen, you can't overthink it. This breaks the pattern of endless deliberation. Research from Waseda University shows that people who practice micro-commitment habits for 30 days improve their major decision-making speed by an average of 58% and report 73% less decision anxiety. Here's my second question. What's one simple task you could complete in 45 minutes tomorrow morning that would make you feel accomplished? Comment with your choice, and then actually do it tomorrow. This is how you start building decision momentum. The Musashi connection. Musashi practiced kata, repeated sword movements, not because each individual movement mattered, but because the repetition trained his body to move without hesitation in combat. Your morning task is decision kata. You're training your mind to move from choice to action without hesitation. The third habit takes this further by eliminating one of the biggest sources of decision fatigue. Chapter 3. Habit 3. Onaji choshoku. Same breakfast. For the past 12 years, Akiko Sato has eaten exactly the same breakfast. One bowl of rice, miso soup, grilled fish, and pickled vegetables. Same portions, same preparation, same timing. Aren't you bored? People ask. Don't you crave variety? My breakfast is not about my breakfast, Akiko replies. It's about preserving my decision energy for things that matter. This is Onaji choshoku. Same breakfast. And it's one of the most powerful decision-making habits disguised as the most boring routine. The decision fatigue reality. Your brain makes approximately 35,000 decisions per day. But it only has a limited amount of decision energy. Every choice you make, no matter how small, depletes this energy. By lunch, most people are already running on decision fumes. But Japanese culture has solved this through strategic automation of meaningless choices. The same breakfast. Science. When you automate breakfast, you preserve decision energy for decisions that actually impact your life. Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck for the same reason Einstein wore the same gray suit. Decision conservation. Studies from Kyoto University's Cognitive Science Department show that people who automate their breakfast choices show 34% better decision-making performance on important choices made later in the day compared to people who choose their breakfast fresh each morning. The automation protocol. Week 1. Choose one breakfast combination you enjoy and can prepare easily. Week 2 to 4. Eat this exact breakfast for 21 days straight. Month 2. Allow yourself one variety day per week while keeping the other 6 days automated. Month 3 plus. Expand to automating lunch 3 days per week. What to automate? Breakfast, most important. Exercise routine, time and type. Evening wind down routine, weekend grocery shopping, same list. Work outfit, at least 3 days per week. What not to automate? Social activities, creative projects, career decisions, relationship choices, learning opportunities. Here's my third question. What's one daily decision you make that doesn't really matter but takes mental energy anyway? Comment with the choice you could automate to save decision power for things that actually impact your life. The strategic boredom principle. Japanese culture embraces strategic boredom, being deliberately boring in small areas to be brilliantly creative in important areas. Your breakfast routine isn't about food. It's about mental energy management. Musashi practiced the same sword techniques thousands of times until they became automatic. This freed his mind during actual combat to respond creatively to unexpected situations. Your automated breakfast works the same way. Routine in the small, creativity in the large. But even with preserved decision energy, you still need to organize your thinking process. The fourth habit does exactly that. Chapter 4. Habit. 4. Tsukue no seizo. Desk clearing. Before making any important decision, Hiroshi Yamada performs the same 3-minute ritual. He completely clears his desk surface, and leaving only the materials directly related to the decision he needs to make. Not because he's neat, not because clutter bothers him, but because he's discovered something remarkable. External clarity creates internal clarity. This is tsukue no seiso, desk clearing, and it's the fastest way to organize your thoughts without spending hours thinking about thinking. The cluttered mind. Problem. When your workspace is chaotic, your thinking becomes chaotic. Your brain processes visual clutter as unfinished tasks, creating low-level stress that interferes with clear decision-making. But the reverse is also true. When your workspace is clear, your thinking becomes clear. Visual order creates mental order. The desk clearing protocol. Before any important decision, step 1, 1 minute. Remove everything from desk except computer and decision-related materials. Step 2, 30 seconds. Arrange remaining items in clean alignment. Step 3, 30 seconds. Take 3 deep breaths while looking at the clean space. Step 4, 1 minute. Begin decision-making process with clear mind. For daily practice. Morning clearing. Start each day with completely clear desk pre-meeting clearing. Clear desk before important conversations. Problem-solving clearing. Clear desk before tackling complex challenges. End-of-day clearing. Leave clean desk for tomorrow's first decision. The neuroscience of physical order. Research from Tokyo Institute of Technology shows that people make decisions 41% faster and with 29% greater confidence when working from completely clear surfaces compared to cluttered environments. Dr. Mariko Fujiwara's study of 300 Japanese managers found that those who practice pre-decision desk clearing report significantly less decision anxiety and greater satisfaction with their choices 6 months later. Why this works? Cognitive load. Reduction. Clutter creates background mental processing. Clearing removes cognitive load. Symbolic fresh start. Clean space signals fresh thinking to your brain. Focus enhancement. Only decision-relevant materials remain visible, preventing mental wandering. Completion practice. Clearing the desk exercises the same mental muscle as completing decisions. Here's my fourth question. Look around your current workspace. What would you need to clear away to think more clearly right now? Yeah, comment with the one change you could make to your environment that would help your decision-making. Sometimes the answer is literally sitting on your desk. The Musashi Principle. Musashi wrote, "Do nothing which is of no use." Applied to decision-making. Remove everything from your environment that doesn't serve the decision you're making. Visual noise creates mental noise. The fifth habit goes deeper by organizing not just your space, but your options. Chapter 5. Habit 5. Mitsu no Sentaku Shi. 3 options rule. When Satomi Nakamura faces any decision, from choosing a restaurant to changing careers, she follows the same simple rule. She identifies exactly 3 options, no more, no less. Then she chooses from those 3 within 10 minutes. But what if there are more options available? People ask. Nate, there are always more options. Satomi replies. But too many options make you weak. 3 options make you strong. This is Mitsu no Sentaku Shi, the 3 options rule. And it's how the Japanese cut through choice paralysis with samurai precision. The paradox of choice problem. Western culture treats more options as better. More restaurants, more career paths, more investment choices, more everything. But psychological research shows that too many options create anxiety, delay decisions, and reduce satisfaction with whatever choice you make. The Japanese solved this centuries ago through artificial imitation. The 3 options. Science. Studies from Hitotsubashi University show that people who limit themselves to 3 options for major decisions report 89% less decision anxiety, 67% faster decision-making, 78% greater satisfaction with outcomes, 45% less regret after choosing the 3 options protocol. For any decision. Step 1. Generate all possible options, unlimited brainstorming. Step 2. Narrow to exactly 3 best options using your primary criteria. Step 3. Spend maximum 10 minutes comparing these 3 options. Step 4. Choose one and commit completely. For daily decisions, restaurant, route, outfit. Identify 3 options immediately. Choose within 2 minutes. For major decisions, career, relationship, and investment. Take maximum 3 days to identify 3 options. Spend maximum 1 week, comparing choose and commit why. 3 specifically, not 2. 2 options create artificial either slash or thinking and miss creative third alternatives. Not 4 plus. 4 or more options trigger analysis paralysis and reduce decision satisfaction. Exactly. 3. 3 options provide sufficient choice while maintaining decision clarity. The reduction strategy. When you have more than 3 options, eliminate by deal breakers. Remove any option that fails your minimum requirements. Group similar options. Combine similar choices into one representative option. Use primary criteria. Choose the 3 that best serve your most important goal. Here's my 5th question. Think about a decision you're currently avoiding because there are too many options. Can you narrow it down to exactly 3 choices right now? Comment with your 3 options and which one you're leaning toward. Sometimes limiting choices immediately clarifies the answer. The Musashi application. In combat, Musashi had infinite possible sword positions and techniques. But he mastered decision-making by training to recognize the 3 most effective responses to any attack. This allowed him to choose and execute without hesitation. Your daily decisions work the same way. Infinite options create hesitation. 3 options create action. But even with clear options, you need a way to choose quickly. The 6th habit provides the selection mechanism. Chapter 6. Habit 6. Chokan Tessuto. Intuition Test. Every time Takeshi Suzuki faces a decision between his 3 options, he performs a 30-second mental experiment. He imagines choosing each option and pays attention to which one creates immediate physical comfort in his body. Not which one sounds logical, not which one looks better on paper, which one feels right in his gut. This is Chokan Tessuto, the intuition test, and it's how the Japanese cut through analysis paralysis by consulting the smartest computer you already own, your subconscious mind. The overthinking problem. Most people try to make decisions with pure logic, pros and cons lists, spreadsheets, endless analysis. But research shows that logical analysis works well for simple decisions and poorly for complex ones. Complex decisions involve too many variables, unknown outcomes, and personal values that can't be quantified. Your conscious mind gets overwhelmed. But your subconscious mind processes thousands of variables instantly and delivers the answer as physical sensation. The intuition test protocol. After narrowing to 3 options, Step 1. Sit quietly and imagine choosing option 1. Notice your body's response. Does it feel expansive or contracted? Light or heavy? Energized or drained? Step 2. Clear your mind completely. Imagine choosing option 2. Notice your body's response with fresh attention. Step 3. Clear your mind again. Imagine choosing option 3. Notice your body's response without comparing to the previous 2. Step 4. Choose the option that created the most positive physical sensation. The science of somatic intelligence. Research from University of Tokyo Medical School shows that your body processes decision-relevant information faster than your conscious mind. Physical sensations often predict better outcomes than logical analysis for complex choices. Dr. Kenji Watanabe's study of 400 business executives found that those who included body wisdom in their decision-making process had 34% better long-term outcomes compared to pure analytical decision-makers. Reading your internal signals. Positive decision signals. Expanded feeling in chest. Relaxed shoulders. Deeper breathing energy increase mental clarity. Negative decision signals. Tight chest or stomach, tense shoulders or jaw. Shallow breathing energy drain mental fog. Important distinctions. Intuition versus impulse. Intuition feels calm and clear. Impulse feels urgent and emotional. Comfort versus ease. Choose what feels right, not necessarily what feels easiest. Growth versus safety. Sometimes the best option creates excitement, nervousness, rather than pure comfort. Here's my 6th question. Think about a recent decision you made. Did you listen to logical analysis or gut feeling? How did that work out? Comment with whether you tend to overthink decisions or trust your instincts. Your pattern reveals whether you need more analysis or more intuition practice. The Musashi integration. Musashi wrote about the spirit of cutting, the intuitive knowledge of exactly when and how to strike. This wasn't emotion or impulse. It was trained intuition based on years of integrating conscious skill with subconscious pattern recognition. Your intuition test works the same way. It integrates all your conscious knowledge with subconscious pattern recognition to deliver optimal timing and choice. But the final habit ensures you don't waste time doubting your decisions after you make them. Chapter 7. Habit 7. Kette no Jiko. Decision execution. The moment Miyuki Tanaka makes any decision, From choosing a restaurant to accepting a job offer, she performs the same mental ritual. She takes one deep breath and says internally, "This decision is complete. I move forward completely." Then she immediately takes the first physical action toward implementing that decision. No second guessing, no looking back. No, maybe I should reconsider. This is Kate no Jiko. Decision execution. And it's what separates people who make good decisions from people who make decisions good. The post-decision problem. Most people think decision-making ends when you choose, but the hardest part often comes after. Decision implementation. Second-guessing. The regret. Analysis of alternatives you didn't choose. Mental energy wasted on choices already made. Japanese decision-making culture solves this through immediate commitment and action. The decision execution protocol. Immediately after choosing, step 1. Take one conscious breath and mentally close the decision. Step 2. Identify the first concrete action your decision requires. Step 3. Take that action within 24 hours, or immediately if possible. Step 4. Refuse to revisit the decision for a predetermined time period. Mental closure phrases. This decision is complete. I choose this path completely. I move forward without looking back. This choice becomes my reality. First action examples. Restaurant choice. Call for reservation or head to location. Career decision. Send email or make phone call. Purchase decision. Place order or visit store. Relationship choice. Have conversation or take specific action. The no revisiting rule. Small decisions. No revisiting for 24 hours. Medium decisions. No revisiting for 1 week. Major. No. Decisions. No revisiting for 1 month. Why this works. Cognitive closure. Mental completion statement signals your brain to stop processing the decision. Implementation momentum. Immediate action creates forward movement before doubt can set in. Regret prevention. Refusing to revisit prevents rumination on alternatives. Energy conservation. Closed decisions. Free mental energy for new challenges. Research from Keio University shows that people who practice immediate decision implementation report 78% less decision regret and 65% greater confidence in their choice-making abilities. Here's my 7th question. What's one decision you've been second-guessing instead of implementing fully? Comment with the choice you need to close mentally and move forward on completely. Sometimes the decision isn't the problem. The execution is. And the Musashi principle. Musashi taught committed action without hesitation. Once he drew his sword, he was completely committed to the strike. No partial commitment. No hesitation. No second-guessing mid-technique. Your decisions work the same way. Partial commitment creates partial results. Complete commitment, followed by immediate action, creates the power to make any decision work. That Japanese businessman arranging his desk items in perfect alignment every morning. Pen parallel, computer-centered, coffee cup angled precisely. His colleagues called him obsessive. But he understood something they didn't. External precision creates internal precision. The 7 tiny habits aren't about organizing your life. They're about organizing your decision-making mind. Align your shoes. Train your brain to recognize order and create clarity. One morning task. Build decision speed through daily quick choices. Same breakfast. Conserve decision energy for choices that matter. Rest clearing. Create mental clarity through physical clarity. 3 options. Rule. Cut through choice paralysis with strategic limitation. Intuition. Test. Access your subconscious processing power. Decision execution. Complete choices with immediate committed action. These aren't cultural quirks. They're decision technologies. Small actions that create large improvements in how you choose, how fast you choose, and how confident you feel about your choices. Start with one habit. Master it for 2 weeks. Then add the next. Within 2 months, you'll have transformed from someone who struggles with decisions to someone who cuts through choices with quiet confidence. If this changed how you think about daily habits and decision-making, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. And tell me in the comments, which of the 7 habits are you going to implement first? And what decision are you currently avoiding that this could help you make? Remember, the smallest habits often create the largest transformations. Your shoes don't care how you arrange them, but your decision-making brain is watching and learning from every small choice you make. Make your small choices count. Your big decisions will thank you. The transformation starts now.